we go, right, Ken, so thanks for your time, thanks for taking time out of your day.
No problem.
What we're here to do is just talk about your April performance, so just get some ideas of where we wanted to be,
Sure.
What you've achieved, how you think your month has gone, and what we can do and what I can do to sort of help support and go from there.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Great. So what we'll do, we'll start with used. So we had a used car target of 10 cars.
Yeah.
You've achieved 6, so we were a little bit short. Just sort of explain how you think your used cars went.
Okay, so it started off slowly for me. I had a couple of cancellations along the way, which didn't quite help me. But I have been struggling this month in terms of getting to where I need to be in terms of used car targets.
Okay.
But I have tried my best.
Okay, it's no problem at all. And for the month of May, what do we think we can do differently? Because we've got the same target.
Yeah, same target. So I've looked at what I've been doing, and I just know that I haven't been using the systems as well as I could in terms of my diary management.
Okay.
So for example, when I've got my daily calendar, I haven't used it as well as I should be looking at current customers that are hot. So I'm going to improve my diary management in terms of using my calendar as a tool to get through to customers that are relevant and hot.
Okay.
And I'm also going to be using my overdue, make sure I've got fewer overdues. I'm not missing potential customers.
Do we think there was an element of perhaps we haven't been in not using the diary properly? Perhaps we've missed a couple of opportunities.
Definitely have missed quite a few opportunities.
Okay. So what, I suppose, how would you suggest that we get to a position where we've got a clear diary, we've spoken to everyone that we said we were going to speak to, if someone's inquired on a car, how would you like us to...
So I've been a bit slow in learning the systems, but I think I've got a good handle on it now.
Okay.
And it's now just a question of me that's keeping a constant eye on my diary and my calendar, making sure that those customers that are put onto the calendar are contacted and followed up.
Okay.
Because what's happened is sometimes I don't talk to a customer for 3 or 4 days because I haven't seen it in my calendar, and they've moved on and bought something else.
Right, okay. So I suppose what we could do, and we can make it work as sort of a bit of a daily process. So if that's something you're struggling with, what we can do is, if perhaps you and I we have a morning meeting every morning.
Sure.
What you stay behind for sort of 10-15 minutes. We'll go through it on my laptop. We'll have a look at anything in your diary, and perhaps we can potentially pick up some people that you might have missed and go from there. So
absolutely.
So we can do sort of a daily catch up and look at your overdues, and we'll get to a point where actually you won't have any more overdue. So the meetings will turn into sort of, right, what are we going to do with Mr. Smith? What Fabio do we need to find him and everything else? So
when I actually talk to the customers, I seem to be getting through to them. So obviously I'm not contacting enough customers. I'm not contacting enough customers because I'm not handling my diary properly. So that's having a knock-on effect on my sales.
Well, what we could do is when we have a look at your diary, and then we can say, right, let's try and make contact with 10 people today, for example, and then we'll get through that, and hopefully the law of averages, the more people you speak to, hopefully the more people will get appointment and everything else. So, okay, so if I make a note of sort of within the use, but sort of diary management being the sort of specific of that.
Absolutely.
And then what we will do is we'll do diary manage as our sort of objective, shall we say, 0 overdues.
Just making sure I follow up on customers as well.
And hopefully the result of that is we sell more cars.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We'll do that from today. So we'll have a straight after this. Actually, we'll do a diary catch up.
Thank you.
And then we'll monitor that on a daily basis. And then when we meet again officially next month for our next review, hopefully we'll see a much better picture and see what we've achieved. And hopefully we've got a better number. But speaking of achieving, just want to go through your new. So we had a target of 3 new cars to do.
Absolutely.
And you've achieved the 3. So firstly, well done.
Thank you.
Really happy with that. That's a great achievement.
Thank you.
But just interested as to how you think. How's that come about? How have you done that?
The funny thing is, conversely, what happened in terms of my used cars, I wasn't following my diary, wasn't contacting hot customers, letting them trickle out. With the new car customers, what I've done since then is that I've actually been trying to keep a hold of my diary, keep control of my diary, make sure that I'm actually contacting customers once I put an inquiry in, actually following them up, sending videos, make sure they come through as a sale.
Yeah.
But I'm doing that much better now, and I think that's shown in the new cars.
Yeah.
Hasn't shown in the used cars quite yet.
Really good. And I've just noticed that of the 3 people that you have sold to, they were all existing Skoda customers, which is brilliant. So they've come sort of from the renewals process.
Yeah. So what I've done, when I had the previous conversation with you, you said to me, listen, you've got to start searching for your customers. I've been talking to the transaction manager, going for all the renewals, and just calling up all the renewal customers, see if they're ready, coming towards the end of their term, and if they're ready.
Fantastic.
And that's been helping.
So I would put that down to is potentially we get more used car inquiries than we do new. So actually, what that's telling me is you do very well with the people that you speak to. So when we do the daily catch up, see there'll be new car customers in there as well. So it'd be amazing if we can sort of achieve that.
That'd be good.
New car, we got stock drop and everything else.
That'd be good. I'd like to hit targets.
Just alongside that, I was just having a look at your F&I, and it just seems that maybe gap insurance is just a little bit of a problem there. So we had we got a target, so a team target of 40% for gap insurance in particular. Just notice that you were at 27, so we're not a million miles away, but it's just one of the matrix. So I suppose, do you understand? How would you explain gap insurance to a customer?
I'll be absolutely honest with you, I struggled with gap initially.
Okay.
It's presenting it, and what I was doing was I was just reading it off the offer sheet and saying, that's that does that, that does that. Had a chat with Danny and yourself, and what I'm doing, I'm using the product presenter now, just to make sure that I actually present the product in the right way. I'm also using visual aids now as well, in terms of, drawing a diagram or a car or car side by side, explaining how exactly gap can benefit them and what the limitations of it are. So I'm using more aids now. I'm using the product presenter. I'm also using visual aids like diagrams and so on and so forth, rather than just rushing through and saying, this is that, which ones do you want?
Sort of by slowing it down a little bit.
Slow it down,
So we obviously need to, we want to get you to that 40% target.
Absolutely.
So we'll make that another little objective, a little focus area with us. And we can do that as part of our daily catch up. Obviously work with Danny, very well. So if I just put as an objective, we'll look at gap insurance.
Absolutely.
I think to take a jump, to be honest with you, from the 27% to go straight to the 40%, I think it'd be a little bit unfair of me to ask for you.
Oh, thank you.
So I think, what do you think is fair between that, more than the 27% you've already got and the 40%?
I can push as a gradual improvement to 35-36%. And then if I achieve that, then I know that I'm on the right path.
35's a nicer number. So I could probably work that with your target. That's probably only about 5.
And I know if I get to that or exceed it, I know I'm on the right track and I'm doing the right things at last.
Fantastic. Well, just alongside that, I have organised some training.
Thank you.
So the man from Car Care Plan, it's not just going to be on the gap, but we can arrange some specific one-to-one training with you. As you say, you're nearly there and your understanding is a little bit better. But I think the training that's happening next week is going to spend about an hour with everyone, just going through bits and pieces. I think you'll really benefit from that. So what we'll do is we'll have a look, and we've set 35% as our month-end result.
Fantastic.
So if we've got to 35%, we've made that bit of a jump.
It's not too big a jump. I should be able to get to that. I think I've made improvements already. Just using the product presenter alone is helping me. You can just see that we're making some certain progress there. So fantastic. So all in all, just to summarise, we're going to do your overdues and your diary management. Let's see whether we can use the management backphone and see whether we can find another deal or two there. And then hopefully, just with that interaction between you and I every day, except your day off. I won't make you for coming. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hopefully, we'll see an influx in selling some used cars. You might feel more confident to speak to more people because you feel like your time's freer up, which is great. And then we'll work on the gap insurance with our training and get to that 35%.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you need from me at all?
No, I've just said I'm trying my best to improve across the board in terms of my new and used and my F&I. I've taken on board your suggestions. I'm using my diary much better now. I'm actually, I don't know if you checked, but recently I've started getting 0 overdues.
I've had a look, I've had a look.
So I'm following through on what you've told me, and hopefully if I am with a bit more practice with Gap, I'll hopefully get to 35 and see some progress there as well. But
perfect. Let's sell lots of cars to lots of happy customers.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
All right.